So 2020 was pretty crazy. And honestly, I can't help but to say, but 2020 was awful. It was pretty awful because of the events that took place this year. Like I remember, obviously, COVID happening, in which resulted in many states going in lockdown. In which case a lot of people stayed home, and which started quarantine. And honestly, I've been quarantined for nearly like all year, so it doesn't really bother me all that much. Well, unless if you're bored in quarantine, then maybe I'll try and find some things that doesn't make me bored or anything like that. But yeah, so the day that I am doing this voice recording, it is New Year's. Well, maybe by the time you'll see this video, it's probably like already like a few days into the New Year, so quite late on this one. Because originally I did another voice recording like this, and that one was like 45 minutes. And here I didn't really like go over like what was 2020 and all, and what else? And honestly, that was recorded like a few days ago. So I'm just redoing this because, well, I just want to. So there are a lot of things that happened this year, like obviously COVID and quarantine. But there were like a lot of tragic events that happened this year, like obviously the obviously the BLM protests that happened back around May. I did a video talking about it like months ago. And honestly, ever since like that time, I just remember like, what else is gonna happen? Are there gonna be any more riots or so? But then, if I remembered, I remember when people were doing peaceful protests and not doing anything crazy. And so, if I remembered, I was looking at one of the videos on TikTok, and I remember seeing one video, and apparently the people who were peaceful protesting got attacked by the cops, pretty which is not cool of them, because first of all, I do not like the behavior that they showed, because honestly, the people were just peaceful protesting. They were doing nothing wrong, and the cops chose violence. So I'm pretty mad about that. And not only that, ever since the death of George Floyd, there was also another person that got killed this year, and that person was Breonna Taylor. I kind of talked about it in the comments of the video that I made, but I don't think I ever gave out any updates because, well, lately I haven't really heard any news about it because, well, it's been months since everything that happened back in May. But I do remember hearing that her killers are still not like captured. They're still not like arrested. But I think some people have like confronted them in person when they're like out doing their own thing or something like that. I remember seeing a TikTok on it, and oh, but honestly, I'm still frustrated at the fact that those officers are still out there. They're still out and about, doing their own thing. Totally not like wondering what happened and all. Like, come on. So moving on from that, um, I I have experienced a lot of things this year. In which case, most of those happened online than it did in real life. What else? If I can remember one of the things that happened this year, it would probably be meeting my friends on Overwatch. So, so for some people that don't know, I have friends, not in real life, but I have friends online who like play games and all. And this was I believe around either February or maybe March or something, because I kind of talked about it recently with my friends on Discord, and if I were to like put a clip of it here, then I would show it. But I think if I remembered in that same recording, I remember like me and my friends were just kind of joking around with like reveals and stuff. And honestly, I was actually looking through something, and so I kind of saw like what the messages were on Discord, and so I kind of like joined in and see what was happening. And honestly, I didn't regret it because a lot of reveals were happening. A lot of reveals were happening on that day. In which case, I'm not gonna say what it was. But here is some clips of me and my friends trying to remember how exactly we met when we started playing, when we kind of started playing more Overwatch together. So here are those clips.
Bro, I have no other pets, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. I was skeptical, Jeffrey, because like Omai was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna invite Bob," and then Bob was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna invite my friend Jeffrey," and I was like, "Who are these people?"
Who are these people?
And then Tree joined. It was just like a train wreck. Like,
Bro, I joined a long time ago,
remember
bro.
when Tree joined as Mister? I mean, like Kiwi,
Bro, Killer Kiwi fam.
Killer
Bro,
Kiwi.
our dad made the names, okay? Bro, cause I was
Wait, paper cutter. Dude, they're always just on this mouse. I thought you meant like in real life, Jeffrey. I was like, what? I was like, this
Wait,
entire time.
of this year. Wait, when was Lunar New Year?
Are you done? When do you think it is?
A few weeks ago. Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure I played before 2020 though.
Yeah, no, Lunar New Year is on New Year, right? Am I?
No, it's like after. It's like January. I'm pretty sure. Right, Jeffrey? I'm pretty sure it's in like January.
I'm pretty sure I played during it, but like I had
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
because I had a loot box of it and I was confused. I was like, "What's this?" When I first started playing, I definitely didn't play in the 2021, but that was like over a year and a half ago now. That was a long time ago. Because I know we all knew each other before COVID. Well, besides Tree. No, it was before. It was before quarantine, definitely. Because quarantine would have been like March. It was definitely before that. It was like before. It was way before 2020. It was like I'd say. What would you say, paper? Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna look up when I bought Overwatch.
Did you buy Overwatch when you guys knew us?
I mean, I bought Overwatch and then I met you like maybe a week or two later.
Okay.
What else happened this year? Oh yeah, experiencing all of the seasonal events that happened this year. Man. So I started playing Overwatch around the 2019 Winter Wonderland event. And honestly, I can never forget it. Although, there is a Winter Wonderland event happening now on Overwatch, which is the 2020 version. But maybe by the time you'll see this video, maybe the event's ended. I don't really know, depending on when I'll edit this video. But I have experienced some of my first seasonal events that happened this year. Like there was the Lunar New Year's event back in January. And then there was the Archives event that happened back in March. Honestly, when I heard that the Archives event, like a month, I was pretty surprised because usually the Archives event wouldn't start until April. I guess they pushed it back for unknown reason. But I did like some of the skins that they had when that happened. I'm still sad that I didn't get the Pharah skin that they had, or I didn't get the Pharah skin, nor even the Junkrat skin, which was pretty cool looking. But I did end up buying the Ana sniper skin because it looked pretty cool. And honestly, this was way before I kind of like, well, I mean, I don't really play Ana as much as now, but sometimes, I would play Ana, even if it's not necessary. But sometimes I would play Ana just for funsies and all. But then, like, recently, I've been playing, more, different healers. Like, I've been playing a ton of Mercy. And honestly, my experiences as healer, especially Mercy, have been pretty terrible this year. But also kind of good at the same time. So it's a bit of a mixture. Because when playing as support, especially with friends, you never know when some people are going to be salty about the healers. And that is including one friend that I used to have on Overwatch, and Valorant, and League. Even though every time he's on Discord, he's usually AFK, in which case I don't know why. So, Microsoft, aka Big Rat, I'm talking about you. Back around, I believe, summer of this year, I have a recording that I have not edited yet, nor even did I get a chance to edit it when it was happening. And it was a recording of me and my friends doing comp. Well, mainly it was just me, Bob, and Big Rat. I believe we were playing with like different people and all. I'm pretty sure it was like I'm pretty sure it was like 3 other guys or something. And so I guess we just happened to like stay as a group from a previous game or so. What else? I kind of remember how it went. Even though I think I might have talked about this in a previous video, but in case you're not subscribed, by the way, I mean, if you want to subscribe, that is. If you want to subscribe, then yeah, do it. I don't really mind. But if you're here for some of the content that I put out, mainly if you're here for the Overwatch videos, I have a few of them. If you're here for the, well, JSC edits, then I will gladly deliver in the new year, hopefully. If you're here for any of the JSC theory videos, there might be one coming this year, but I don't know when because motivation and all. But if you're here for the Reno edits that I've been posting, then oh, don't worry, God, it's something for you. Because oh my God, and also yes, as much as I may be editing Reno a lot, and because that's so weird, because I started editing him around the end of October, and didn't start fully editing him until November. So, what a crazy end to this year. Started editing a different character that I am gladly simping for. But I'll never forget the days, not gonna lie. I'll never forget the days when I edited a lot of My Hero Academia. Play a possible remake soon. I'll never forget the days when I edited like a crap ton of Jack, which is wow. But that was back from 2018, and honestly, 2018 was probably the worst year that I had. And honestly, it was probably the best year for me. So a bit of a mixture. It was the worst year, but it was the worst year for me, but online it was the best year. Because I may or may not have been noticed by a YouTube channel that does edit compilations, and pretty sure they put one of my edits in their compilations, and so I'm guessing that's how I kind of got noticed, I guess you could say. So if you're here from this YouTuber, then hi. I am a Reno simp. I edit a lot of Reno. I'm usually editing Jack here and there, so if you're here for those edits, then I will gladly deliver of your daily Reno from Final Fantasy. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that recording, like months ago. I still have that recording. It's still on my laptop. I haven't really gone around to like edit it or anything. But I do have like a few recordings where it would just be me and my friends doing comp mostly. Because this was back when, one of my friends, started, or I believe this was like before we started playing Valorant. In which case, I forgot. That's another thing that's happened this year. Playing Valorant for the first time. So yeah, about those recordings. I believe one of those recordings are sometimes mostly me playing healer, in which case Mercy. I even remember like I still have a recording on my laptop. In which case it was one of the recordings that involved my toxic friend. In which case, I'm very glad that I don't talk to him anymore. Although, technically, we still haven't really, stopped speaking to him. In which case, that kind of reminds me. Why do we still keep inviting him to our Discord server when he's going to be AFK? But, more importantly, why is his name Microsoft on Discord? Because if I remember, his name used to be Big Rat Master on Overwatch, and maybe Discord. But for some reason, he's changed it to Microsoft, in which case, I don't really know why. I mean, I kind of see the name change on Discord every now and then, but I just don't know why it's Microsoft. Like, what? So I have one recording where I started recording like in mid game, and it was on the map Dorado, and honestly this was like during when I had very bad ping issues, and yet still having those today, and so it was kind of like hard for me to play the game. But this was before I started improving on my Mercy skills. But there are some times where I make some very stupid decisions when playing as Mercy. Like in one of the videos, or like in one of my Overwatch videos, I attempted to go for a res, but I died. And in here, like, I even put, like, I don't know why I would res that. So there are some times where I would make some stupid decisions when playing as Mercy, especially on the map Nepal, because on Nepal, whenever I play Mercy, there's always going to be either a Lucio or a Ball, or maybe an Ashe with the coach gun, or maybe a Hog with the ult. Because usually whenever I play Mercy, I'm always getting booped off the map, and so I would have to wait until someone comes to the edge and hopefully someone notices. But that sometimes never happens, and I usually just fall to my death. In which case, this always happens, I believe, either during a quick play or maybe comp, and either it would be with my friends or not. And honestly, like, please know that your Mercy is slowly falling to her death, and yet if you can't read the chat, which is spamming I need help, please help the falling Mercy. So yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, run the recordings that I still have on my laptop. So yeah, I never fully got to explain what it was. I'm just fully getting like off topic here. So one of the one of the recordings that I have, I recorded one of them I recorded like mid game, and this was way before I muted Big Rat on Overwatch. In which case, it was probably like the greatest decision it was probably the greatest decision that I ever made, because I don't have to hear that squeaky voice anymore, because it was annoying the crap out of me. And ever since I muted him, ever since we said, and I repeat, me, Bob, Slowly, and Trees, and Paper, ever since we said that we were going to block and unfriend Big Rat on every game that we play, but we just never did it. But I was the only one that did it. I unfriended Big Rat on Valorant like months ago, because I have a recording that was Valorant related. And honestly, I'm surprised I still haven't gone around to like edited any of those recordings. So in one of those recordings, wow, it's really early for me. But in one of those recordings, I was actually using my mic in one of them, but it was actually the previous mic that I was using before I switched over to the headset mic. In which case, I kind of wish I kind of stick with the previous one, because I never realized how good it sounded until I got the headset one and realized how terrible the headset one is. I still can't believe, ever since like months ago, I still have those recordings, and wow. Oh yeah, I never got to explain that one recording that I still have. So this recording was, in which case it should be like playing on screen right now as I'm talking. So this one recording, I was playing Mercy, and it was on the map Dorado, and this is when we were playing with Muffles, aka this guy. And this was before I muted Big Rat on Overwatch. And so as the recording progresses, you can kind of tell that Muffles, aka that's what we call him, you can kind of hear that Muffles is not starting to like Big Rat. In which case, I will let the recording continue.
We have no tanks.
Heals.
I'm dying because we have no shield. So, sorry. But it's not really my problem.
Fine.
My fault.
Don't got my ult. I need heals, dude.
I'm dead. We
Res
got
me,
no
res me,
shields.
res me.
We have such bad tanks. We're both dead. Mercy, heal! Not that hard.
I'm going Junkrat. I'm going Junkrat. It's too big of a
They
risk.
win this. It's like totally our tank's fault.
No, they
It's
don't.
Kha'Zix'
Just
fault.
regroup, focus, dude. We need more heals.
We're gonna lose.
Stay on point, stay on point, stay on point. Hamster, yes. Yes, hamster. Hamster.
Well, I just get 2 shot? Why is Hog so
Oh my
gay?
god.
Yeah, GG, bro. This game is so dumb. Why are you ball? Like, you're ball the entire match.
Yeah, so that was only just part of the recording that I have. There was another recording that I have. It was another recording that I did that I'm pretty sure I talked about in a previous video, but let me show that recording right here.
No, they've got us in.
They don't have a Pharah anymore.
Shields up, shields up.
Take the
Yo,
TP,
Mercy, if you can
take
heal me, stop damage boosting all the time, bro. You gotta heal.
Right hand, right hand.
I shouldn't be gold healing as Lucio. You should be gold healing as Mercy.
Purple, Mercy is not healing at all.
Yeah, Mercy, stop damage boosting, bro. I have gold healing as Lucio. That's never how it should be.
Well, Lucio should be gold. I mean, he heals the entire
No,
team. He doesn't-
Lucio shouldn't be gold, dude.
Yeah, he absolutely should be.
Mercy heals way faster and way more. Mercy should always be gold.
Mercy heals way faster, but you're healing the entire team.
I'm healing extremely slow 6 people. She's healing fast when people are criticals. 13k healing.
So Lucio heals 96 per second total if he's healing everybody, and Mercy only heals 55.
That's if he's using his ability. Which I get every like 15 seconds.
No, you get healing, continuous healing. You don't have an ability for it.
Yeah, you
Passive.
do. You have an ability to boost healing.
Boost
I know,
healing.
because I play Lucio.
Boost
yeah,
healing, yeah.
Yeah, as in you heal more.
You heal more, but the regular healing is 96. So if you boost healing, you get even more than that.
He already left.
You're like double.
I just want to smack that guy who kept telling me, Mercy, stop damage boosting. In which case, I don't think that guy ever plays Mercy, or even knows what Mercy is used for. Because lately, I've been improving on my Mercy skills, in which case it should be like a recording on screen right now, doing amazing Mercy gameplay, or something. But honestly, I just want to just smack that guy so bad for just telling me not to damage boost. Like, what the absolute hell? So, I do have another recording of... I do have, like, a lot of other recordings. Mostly one of them being Valorant. And honestly, I kind of miss playing Valorant with them because recently we kind of did play Valorant, but it's just that we had like very bad teammates, so we couldn't really play the game right. Whether it would be like a raise that didn't do anything throughout the whole game, or maybe like someone who thinks that they're good, but when really though they're bottom fragging on the leaderboard. I'm sometimes bottom fragging on the leaderboard because I usually don't get a lot of kills. Whether it would be like the ping doing that to me, because usually the ping would rise up for no reason and it would just mess me up. Or maybe my skill wasn't great that time. And so yeah, I have like a lot of recordings on Valorant, in which case, one of them are like me and my friends like joking around and all. And honestly, I kind of miss playing Valorant with them, even though we kind of did recently, but we just kind of stopped for a little bit. Because recently they're mostly playing League as of now, and I think Bob is still like playing Apex and all. So I don't think Bob will like move on from Apex. So yeah, and also I just realized how long this recording is. This is like 34 minutes. Wow. I was supposed to be talking about 2020 here, but here I am, like, remembering the times that I had with my friends. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, I forgot. Me and my friends, we used to play a lot of Among Us, and yet on Discord we even have like a party channel for it. But I guess ever since we kind of stopped playing Among Us, honestly, we just kind of got bored of it, and so we've just kind of like moved on. And so I think in one of my, I believe in one of my rambling videos, I think I even said that I'm not even sure if I'll do any Among Us videos, in which case I'm pretty glad that I didn't, because I played Among Us on mobile, and honestly, I didn't really know how I was gonna do it. Like, playing Among Us on mobile while also having Discord up is which is pretty difficult. So I can't really remember what else happened this year. What else happened this year? Oh yeah, all of the loot box opening videos that I did this year. So I believe one of the very first loot box opening videos I did, I did the anniversary one, in which case the anniversary event for May. I can't believe I nearly had over 100 loot boxes when the anniversary event was coming to a close. I was getting close. I was getting close to getting like nearly 100 loot boxes, until that's when I realized maybe I'll stop here. And maybe I'll do a video on it. But it was really difficult because, well, problem is, Mike, that's all. And then I did the Summer Games one. Yeah, I did the Summer Games one, and got some pretty cool skins that came out of that. And then the Halloween event, I got some pretty cool skins from that. In which case, I'm honestly surprised, like from the Halloween one. I'm honestly surprised that I nearly got like everything. I nearly got like all of the new skins except for the Hanzo one, because I despise Hanzo mains. But I'm surprised that I nearly got like every single skin from the Halloween event. And here now with the Winter Wonderland event, I'm getting pretty low on loot boxes. Well, mainly because this month I was pretty on and off on Overwatch. Mainly because, well, Genshin Impact, and also Wizard 101 having their 12 Days of the Spiral, in which case for this year they gave out free membership to non-membership accounts. So yeah, that's what I've been doing throughout this whole month. It's just playing a lot of Genshin Impact and playing a lot of Wiz because the free membership. But then also not playing a lot of Overwatch until the Winter Wonderland event happened, and now I got like 3 games to play all at once. So I had to choose which game I wanted to play. But then I would get bored, then move on to another game. And then I would get bored again, and then move on to Overwatch maybe. Had bad teammates, go back to Genshin Impact, in which case it was a cycle. So, man, 2020 was a wild year, I would say. It was pretty wild. We had a lot of major events that happened. Obviously, COVID and lockdown. Yeah, so COVID and lockdown and quarantine and a lot of tragic events that happened this year, in which case I'm not gonna name. But my God, 2020 was a ride. It was a ride that I definitely did want to get off, but no, it just took me back in. So I think that will do it for this video. Well, depending on when you're seeing this, it's probably like already the new year, and here I'm now, or maybe I'm just late on editing this, I'm not sure. But, anyways, I think that will do it for this video. If you enjoyed, thank you. What else? I mean, subscribe if you want. Doesn't really matter whether you're here for the Reno edits, or maybe the JSE edits, or maybe the Overwatch videos. That doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go and maybe, I don't know, maybe play Genshin Impact or so. So I will see you all later. Maybe one day. Because I may or may not have already have a theme going on with this channel. So see you later.